Charli XCX, the genre-defying British pop powerhouse known for her bold aesthetic, unapologetic lyrics, and avant-garde style, has officially said goodbye to the single life and in a way that only Charli could pull off. On a sun-drenched Saturday, in the heart of East London, she tied the knot with George Daniel, the talented drummer and producer of the globally acclaimed band, the 1975. While many celebrities lean into lavish extravagance, over-the-top guest lists, and media-hyped spectacles for their weddings, Charli and George took an entirely different route, one that was intimate, edgy, and uniquely their own. The wedding ceremony held at Hackney Town Hall, a location that radiates both vintage charm and contemporary urbanity, was as non-traditional as the bride herself. Known to fans as Charlotte Emma Aitchison, the 32-year-old pop star made an unforgettable entrance in a white mini dress that instantly shattered all preconceived notions of bridal attire. Forgoing the expected full-length gown and lace-heavy formality, Charli opted for something refreshingly minimalist yet powerfully fashion-forward. A leggy number with a plunging boat neckline and elegant draped detailing. The cut was modern, flirtatious, and effortlessly cool, showing off her toned legs and hinting that this wasn't just a wedding, it was a moment of personal expression. Adding to the look's statement-making appeal was her choice of accessories. Slipping into a pair of sleek, designer Jimmy Choo heels, Charli elevated her bridal look literally and figuratively. Her long raven black hair cascaded loosely over her shoulders, styled with that deliberately undone finish she's become known for. She carried a bouquet of white flowers that matched the singular bloom in her groom's lapel, quiet detail that underscored how cohesive yet low-key the couple's entire aesthetic truly was. As for the veil, yes, she wore one, but even that traditional accessory somehow looked refreshingly modern, like it belonged on the runway in Paris rather than at a cathedral altar. Perhaps the most Charli XCX part of her ensemble, however, was the addition of her signature sunglasses. Shielding her eyes from the London sunshine or, maybe from the watchful eyes of the world, the shades added that final touch of pop star nonchalance. It was clear from the moment she stepped out onto the steps of Hackney Town Hall, this was not a bride playing dress-up. This was a woman entirely in control of her narrative. George Daniel, standing by her side, was equally composed and sharply dressed. At 35, the drummer and musical visionary behind the 1975 exuded quiet confidence in a dark, double-breasted suit. He layered the suit over a light, open-collared shirt, resisting the urge to conform to tuxedo traditions. Like his new bride, George knows his aesthetic and sticks to it with effortless cool. The flower in his buttonhole, matching Charli's bouquet, subtly tied their looks together. Poetic flourish on a day that eschewed grandiosity in favor of intimacy and connection. Only around 20 of the couple's nearest and dearest were invited to witness their vows. It was a tiny gathering by celebrity standards, but perhaps that's what made it so special. Guests included George's bandmates from the 1975 Vadim Han and Ross McDonald, who have shared countless milestones with him over the years, both personal and professional. Notably absent, however, was frontman Matty Healy, a man whose name has recently been splashed across tabloids for his short-lived relationship with Taylor Swift. While many speculated about his absence, it was later revealed that Matty had, in fact, been part of the celebrations earlier in the week, just not at the ceremony itself. Sources later confirmed that Matty and George had jetted off to Ibiza for a pre-wedding boys' getaway. According to The Sun, the trip was short but rowdy. A wild escapade that lived up to everything you'd expect from a rock and roll stag party. Though Matty didn't make it to the official I-dos, his presence was felt, particularly by George, who was said to have been in high spirits following the trip. The Ibiza stag do filled with music, sunshine, and perhaps more than a few pints was the perfect send-off for George before embarking on married life. Back in Hackney, after exchanging vows, the newlyweds exited the town hall to a gentle ripple of cheers and applause from friends and family. The scene outside was nothing short of cinematic. With the sunlight bouncing off the historic stone building and casting dramatic shadows, the couple leaned into each other, laughing, kissing, and reveling in the moment. Cameras flashed, but not intrusively. These were moments being captured by loved ones, not paparazzi. The images that emerged showed Charli and George in full celebration mode, kissing passionately, holding hands, whispering inside jokes, and smiling like they'd both stumbled into the happiest accident of their lives. Charli's parents, John and Shamira Aitchison, stood proudly alongside the couple. Their pride was visible in every photograph, and though they've largely stayed out of the spotlight during Charli's rise to fame, this was undeniably a family affair. It was hard not to feel the warmth and closeness among them all. A rare thing in celebrity weddings that often feel like networking events with flower arrangements. In the days following the ceremony, more details emerged about the understated elegance of the event, particularly about Charli's choice of wedding ring. Despite her impressive net worth, estimated at around £10 million, Charli chose a wedding band valued at a relatively modest £10,000. Jewelry expert Laura Taylor from Laurel Diamonds explained why the choice was not only intentional, but also incredibly fashion-forward. According to Taylor, Charli's band features a bold, twisted, overlapping design crafted in platinum, strong contrast to the delicate and traditional bands most brides opt for, rather than simply selecting an eternity band or dainty ring to pair with her solitaire engagement ring, which is itself worth about £15,000. Charli leaned into a more architectural, expressive piece of jewelry. Taylor noted how this choice reflected Charli's refusal to conform to celebrity norms. It's chunky and very different to the delicate bands you usually see paired with solitaires, she said. We are starting to see more celebrities choosing bold rings this year, like Dua Lipa and her chunky engagement ring. The design of Charli's wedding band fits perfectly with the rest of her aesthetic. It's eye-catching but not flashy, bold but not brash. Speaks to a woman who knows exactly who she is and is unafraid to showcase that through every detail of her life, even something as symbolic and intimate as a wedding ring. The decision to have a modest ring also speaks volumes about the couple's values. It would have been easy to splurge on a massive diamond-encrusted piece, one that would have guaranteed headlines and made for clickbait material. But Charli chose meaning over marketing. By pairing a classic engagement ring with a bold statement band, she's rewritten the rules for what bridal jewelry should look like, sending a message that self-expression always trumps tradition. Rumors have since circulated that this intimate London ceremony might not be the couple's only celebration. Sources close to the couple revealed that a larger, more lavish event might be on the horizon. Apparently, plans were already in motion for a destination wedding in Sicily later this year. The idea is that this London ceremony was the legal formality, a beautiful one, no doubt, but that the emotional, expansive celebration with extended friends, industry pals, and other artists could follow later under the Sicilian sun. If true, it would offer the couple the best of both worlds: the intimacy of a personal ceremony and the exuberance of a full-scale party to toast their union. One insider described George's enthusiasm for the stag do and Charli's support of it. George has been busy this summer, but his mates were determined to take him on a stag do, the source said. He flew to Ibiza for a couple of days for a raucous knees-up with his closest pals, including his bandmates. And party girl Charli was all for it. That last part, party girl Charli, was all for it, perfectly encapsulates the dynamic between the two. There's mutual respect, creative energy, and a playfulness that serves as the foundation of their relationship.